wanting to meet you. I've started to read a book about Bashar from 1990. I've read it several times, and the content was wonderful. I felt that my heart was being purified and cleansed as a result of reading the book.
All right, one moment.
ちょっとお待ちください。
One moment.
ちょっとお待ちください。
We thank you, but also wish to remind you that if you felt your heart was being purified and cleansed, it was because you were allowing it to be so, not so much coming from the book, but we are happy to help. So continue.
Question.
Yeah.
There are a few things that popped up in my mind. You mentioned about the original shape of the puzzle.
Yes.
I think this is same as true selves.
Yes.
Is that so?
Yes.
So if that is the case, if we become that original shape, what would it feel like? What will I feel?
You will find that your life will unfold in an effortless flow of love, creativity, and synchronicity. You will find that you will always feel you are in the right place at the right time, interacting with exactly the right person you need to interact with at that moment. You will feel that life is an orchestration. You will know and understand that there are no accidents. Everything is happening in perfect harmony. And no matter what you see, and no matter what you do, and no matter what anyone else is doing, you will always be able to extract a positive experience from everything for yourself. Does that make some sense to you?
Wonderful. That's how I would like to be.
All right, you go ahead and be that way. May I ask you another question first?
I intend to.
Do you believe it is that simple? In other words, do you believe that you can just decide to be that way and then you will? Or do you feel it is important to complicate it a little bit? Now, I'm not saying that you do not create challenge, but do you feel that you have to create pain or suffering in order to earn happiness? Or can you allow yourself to believe that it is as simple as choosing to be in that state and then it will be so? And can you choose to remain in that state no matter what anything in physical reality looks like? What do you think?
I get to answer now?
Yes.
To be honest with you,
Yes, please be honest.
I can understand what Bashar is saying in my head, in my gut, in my body. I think that I cannot really believe it in my head, in my gut.
Thank you very much for your honesty. For you have put your finger on the first obstacle. You have put your finger squarely on the first and one of the most important and strongest beliefs that many people on your planet have. And that is that they believe in the separation of mind and heart. Let me remind you, you are one being. Your mind and your heart are one thing, even though they may seem separate in your body. The body is just a metaphor. Your heart is here, just as much as your mind is here. So practice some meditations where you practice feeling with your mind and thinking with your heart. Go back and forth. Think with your mind, feel with your heart, feel with your mind, think with your heart. Go back and forth. Do that and practice that until you find that your thoughts and your feelings are aligned, are one, and you're not sure exactly where they're coming from. Practice and let them go back and forth until your thoughts and your feelings just come from your whole being, from one unbroken whole idea of yourself. This is why what you call martial arts are a very good technique of meditation for blending mind and feeling, because when mind and feeling are blended, there is just action. You no longer need to think about how you feel or feel about how you think in order to be who you are. You just be who you are. And in that state, your thoughts and your feelings and your actions all flow as one. I believe that on your planet, you have a saying that comes from one of your popular mythological stories. This saying sums up the idea of allowing your thoughts and your heart and your actions work as one. That saying from your popular story is, use the force. You understand the meaning of that phrase? It is a state of total trust. And here's the big secret. I'm going to let you in on a big cosmic secret right now. And the reason this is such a big cosmic secret is because it isn't really a secret at all. It's actually so obvious that many of you just overlook it. But that's why it has become such a big secret. Because you have made it become almost invisible on your planet. And the secret is this. You already know what you're doing, and you already know who you are. If you trust that you already know who you are, and you trust that you already know what you're doing, you will just be who you are and do what you need to do. Automatically, it will just flow from you. For example, when we were asked to speak with all of you this day, we were simply asked to speak. We did not have a plan. So, what we spoke about when we first opened this interaction was simply created in the moment. We did not rehearse what we said to you, just as we are not rehearsing what we are saying to you now. When someone asks us, Bashar, will you speak about relationship? Bashar, will you speak about quantum mechanics? Bashar, will you speak about the weather? We do not sit down and plan a speech. We do not even think about it for 1 second before we start speaking. But the reason we can just start speaking about those subjects and continue speaking about them is because we simply know that we are who we are, we do what we do, and what comes out will be what needs to come out because we trust the interaction and the relationship that we have with ourselves and with you. But if I believed that my mind and my heart were separate, then I would be sitting here right now going, you forgot the Thank you. Does that make some sense to you? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes, but it's not really yes, it's vaguely yes.
Oh, vaguely yes.
May I ask you one more time?
Oh, all right, I will allow you. Of course, you already just asked me a question by asking me if you could ask me a question. And you see, you did that without thinking about it. You just did it. Because you weren't paying attention to it, you just did it. That's what I'm talking about. That's the state I'm talking about. You see what I mean? Go ahead, ask your next question.
I don't want to ask you a long question, so I want to change the question altogether.
Oh, is he allowed to do that? Let me check with the big council of space. Oh, all right, they say you can change your question.
Thank you very much.
You know I'm kidding, right? All right.